Welcome back to the Joe Schmo Experience. We're back, baby. All right. Well, it's a couple updates right off the bat. I mean, I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday evening is when these episodes drop. I'll be real honest. I was going to take like a week break. I was going to spend some time with family. Now summer school was over. I had a episode up and ready to roll, but turns out that it didn't even post. So that's awesome. And then, yeah, there's really no other excuse besides that the file was corrupted. So, you know, it's just the universe saying a big fuck you to Joe. So that's all right. But we're getting back to it. We'll be back going. I know I do have like a little bit of a following. I think it's mostly family and friends here as of right now. But should be a good time. So you guys are going to hear a great story today of my life that I have not told very many people. So it should be a good time. Should be a good time indeed. And guess what the hell? In case you guys did not already see, I'll add a link in the podcast description. I was on the Data and Boys podcast with my good friend DB. That does not stand for double butt stuff. I was going to say another word, but I didn't. We saw Deadpool 3, so I was, I'm feeling a little snazzy already. Anyways, I was on that podcast talking a little bit more, I guess, seriously about my life and my upbringing with my father and that sort of thing. So if you guys want to hear a little bit more of a serious kind of story and kind of just go work through some of my own troubled shit, you're more welcome to go check it out. I'll make sure to drop a link in the bio. Again, this was supposed to be out well before, because that episode has been posted for like 2-3 weeks, and so this episode is supposed to be, or at least this announcement was supposed to be like right after the fact. But yeah, it got all jacked up. But we'll get there. All right. So today's topic. Tinder, well, online dating. All right. Now, I don't know if any of you have been or dabbled in the online dating world, but I was doing a little bit of research because I like to kind of figure out exactly what I'm going to be talking about. Because I know like Tinder, it's the only one I've used, and it's the only one I have like any sort of experience. Because at my lowest point, which I was like maybe like 2016 in college, maybe earlier. I joined the Tinderverse, all right, and that's the only one that I have experienced. But I was just going through a little rabbit hole, and I thought I'd share a little bit with you. So online dating dates back to 1959, right? The Happy Families Planning Service is the first online dating. You use the questionnaire and an IBM computer to match 49 men and 49 women. It was a class project for these two kids in Stanford. So pretty weird, but that's how it started. That's the first known kind of online dating kind of service. Was in 1959. All right. Now in the 60s, there was a bunch of other things that happened at Harvard, and they're mainly all like student kind of driven accounts. The first paid service was Operation Match. Again, these two kids at Harvard. That was 1965. Moving on to 68, we had Datamates. Oh, and then 1974. The mail order bride catalog. I knew some dude, not really like very close, not even family friends. We just kind of were friends of a friend there. And homie, he's the only person I know. I've heard of other people, but it's the only one I know who have used the mail order bride catalog. And from what I understand, the mail order bride catalog is literally a piece of like paper, like a catalog or like a magazine with a bunch of women's faces on it. And then you just kind of pick which one Oh my God, I just dropped that on my foot. You just kind of pick which one you like. Now, let's we're going to take a small detour because I am very curious. And let's just look at a mail order bride catalog right now. I'm just typing in Google right now, mail order bride. So bear with me for a quick second. Oh, okay, Rose Brides is the first thing that pops up. There is no way in hell I'm not going to. Let's see here. Okay, Rose Brides is the thing here. Okay, so this is helping find a lifelong partner. Russian, Eastern European women, as well as Asian and Latin Americans. Online dating. Okay, so this sounds like it's kind of some online dating stuff here, which is, kind of cool. But let's look at some of the women here. Let's look at some of the women. Okay, there's a girl from Brazil. Her eyes immediately are way too far apart in her head. She looks like a fish, like a hammerhead shark. Her name is Luna Clem. Okay, cool. Some Brazilians, some Dominican Republic people, some Colombia people. Okay, top-rated brides, which I don't know why they would be top-rated. Because, yeah, if they've already been used, does that mean they've been returned? Top-rated bride. Let's see. What the fuck? There's a girl from Houston, Texas. Bitch, what are you doing on this website? Like, okay, Moscow, Russia, Mexico, Argentina, Russia, Houston, Texas. Esmeralda, what are you doing? Let's check on her. Esmeralda is, oh God. I am a woman who knows who I want. Cheerful and funny. I have 3 kids, 9 years old, and twins, 10 months. Okay, here we go. I would like to find a good man because I know that they may still exist. Okay, let's look at a little bit about herself. She's from America, so I'm really curious to see about this. So she is good at English, fluent in Portuguese, and native Spanish speaker. So 3 languages. Wow. So she probably does a pretty big job. Okay, education, high school. Okay, occupation, sales representative. Retail, wholesale. Okay, great. Religion, Protestant. She's separated. The kids live with her. She plans on having children. Not sure. Smoke, a non-smoker. Drink, never drinks. Well, how could she have time to drink with all those kids? Okay, this is better. Here we go. Oh my God. My personality is best described as adventurous, wild, spontaneous, communicative, compulsive. Okay, this is not easygoing, flexible, open-minded. These are all like just slash, not even like a comma, just a easygoing slash, flexible slash, open-minded, optimistic, persistent, romantic. Yes, it's on there twice. Simple, sociable, spiritual, talkative. In my free time, I like to dancing, swimming / diving. She likes to dive. I've never met a person who in their free time lists diving as one. That's cool. In my free time, I enjoy swimming and diving. Where the fuck? I'm just kidding. She puts, I enjoy coffee and conversation, meetings / friends. She enjoys meetings. What kind of meetings? Like just meeting friends or just friends? I don't know. Music and concerts. Okay, cool. Her favorite foods are barbecue. Well, she is in Texas, so I would understand. Barbecue. Caribbean / Cuban, okay? Chinese / dim sum. I don't know what dim sum is. Fast food / pizza. Cheap date. Mediterranean, Mexican, seafood, Spanish. Okay, cool. So this is an American chick here. She, she looks like someone that's probably could be on my block. She joined this site in 2020. She's a Virgo. Oh my God. Hold on. We might be twins here. She didn't have her birthday posted, but it does have her social security number, so that's cool. She's 30-year-old, seeking men 30 to 39. I am not, unfortunately, in that range, so we're going to have to find a new one. Okay, here's Alexandria. Top-rated bride, 23 years old, from Mother Russia. God bless. Okay, here we go. Oh, God. Okay, here we go. About me. Okay, so she looks a little bit. Oh my! I can't click on any fucking pictures. She's a Gemini. If that means anything to anyone out there, I am an energetic and athletic girl. I don't have time to get upset, cry, or get depressed because we have to go to our dreams and be happy every day. I'm gonna put that on a shirt. We have to go to our dreams. Go to your dreams. All right. Here we're gonna skip a little bit. She says she's native Russian, but she also knows basic English, which, to be fair, it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. So, okay, about my match. I am sure that each of us would like to be happy, but everyone's happiness is different. This is like Google Translate. I am very purposeful girl. I am a very purposeful girl. It is very important for me to reach the top in my career in sports in various spheres of my life. Every success gives me positive emotions. I want to see a partner next to me who will help me become a better person. I don't like lazy, irresponsible, and boring men. The most important thing for me in a man is authenticity, but she spelled it wrong. That's the only thing she spelled wrong in this one. That's pretty good. 2 adults build a family and achieve goals together. You know what I mean? I don't know what you mean. I'm looking for a serious relationship. Flirting by correspondence without a future will not interest me. Please be polite to each other. Okay, cool. Body type, she says she is athletic in tone. I guess it kind of, her pictures look fake. Like, I'm not going to really, her profile rating has a 3.7. She's the top one with a 3.7. Let's look at a little bit about myself before we go. About herself, I mean. Okay. Russian English guy. She works in advertising, which I don't understand what kind of advertising you do in Russia, but that's okay. Religion, she's Christian, single, hopefully. Has no kids, plans on having children, non-smoker. Ooh, Jesus Christ, that was bad. I'm not going to edit that one out either. I like it raw. And she likes to drink. Oh, no, she doesn't drink. Never drinks. Holy shit. Anyways, there is just some wild stuff on here on the internet. So that's the current mail order bride situation that we see here on the internet. That's the first thing, and there are probably more. The only issue with mail order brides is that there's not a whole lot of information because it's just people talking about their experience, but not a whole lot of just, actually making it happen. And then with 90 Day Fiance, everything kind of got a little bit jacked up. Okay, so back to our timeline, all right? Let's go into 1995. That's when Match.com launches. Match.com is like the granddaddy of them all, right? Starts in 95. eHarmony starts in 2000. Christian Mingle, 2001. We're seeing a huge explosion almost of this now in the kind of mid 90s, but the early 2000s has everything, right? Christian Mingle, 2001. 2002, Dudes Nude. It's the first networking site for gay men. Hell yeah. Dudes Nude. All right. The company's slogan is picture, video, and profile sharing for men. Ooh, yeah. Ashley Madison, RIP, launches in 2022. Or not 2022, 2002. Jesus. Plenty of Fish launches in 2003. Okay, Cupid launches in 2004. Trying to see if there's any cool ones now. Oh, Zeusk, that's fun. It's an online dating service. I remember that. Okay, Grindr launches 2009. We're starting to get there. All right, Momo is a Chinese one. Blender is like-minded people. That's 2011. Tinder launches 2012. Hinge also launches 2012. Bumble, which is one of the more popular dating apps right now, that launches in 2014. And then that kind of is where most people end. Match Group forms. Match Group is now kind of the They own a bunch of different online dating sites like OkCupid, Tinder, Plenty of Fish, and Match.com. And that goes public in 2015. But you saw the end, or sort of the end of online dating apps right around the mid 2000s. Now, I jumped on Tinder probably 2015, right when all of these companies really started to kind of come out and I guess be popular, right? So let's look at Tinder in particular, because Tinder has had a weird history. Now, Tinder is an online dating and geosocial networking application. So it basically, you have to be in an area and you have to like set a particular kind of radius, and then you can swipe people based on their profile. And you can click on it and like see their profile, but in reality, it's very dense. Like, not dense, it's very shallow, not dense. So you're basically swiping left or right to either like or dislike someone's profile, and in reality, it's just a picture. So if you swipe right, I believe that is a like. Yes, it is. If you swipe left, that's a dislike. Now, in 2022, Tinder had 10.9 million subscribers and 75 million active monthly users. Okay, great. So in 2012 was the prototype and launch. The swipe feature was developed in 2013. So I was a senior in high school when this happened. Now, in 2015, sorry, I just blanked out on my reading here. In 2015, oh yeah, okay. So I must have been a little bit before 20. No, it was about 2015 because I was there when they released the Rewind. So in 2015, they got a new CEO, right? This guy was a former eBay and Microsoft executive, but this is where the kind of changes happened. In 2015, they had the Rewind function and the super liked, and then they retired their moments and last active, and then it just became crazy. In 2016, Tinder was the most popular, holding a 25% market share, which is where I used it. Now, I, like every normal person, went through a few breakups in my time, right? My first girlfriend wasn't until I was a senior in high school, and she was weird. You know, I don't have any ill feelings, right? She broke up with me. In fact, pretty much every girl is breaking up with me. So I don't know if that's maybe I should just look at myself on this one. Maybe I should do a little bit of self-reflection there. Anyways, so I meet a new girl. We're good. Like, I was like super in love. I think after your first relationship, you kind of figure out what you like and you don't like, and you really feel like the second one's gonna stick, and that one really hurts the most. So we were good, and then I definitely messed that one up, and she left for greener pastures. I ended up getting with a rebound. I didn't know what a rebound was until then, and I got way too invested in the rebound. Then the rebound left me and rebounded with some other dudes on the team, so that was cool. I think there's a Data and Boys episode where I talk about that whole situation. Anyways, more shameless plugs there. So I needed a little bit of a boost. I was really sad, and I kept trying to get this girl back, not the rebound, the second girlfriend. I kept trying to get her back, and I couldn't do it. And I remember I was skipping class, and I was really depressed, and it was a really low point. It's like everything all piled on at once, and then this whole one feature. And so I was stumbling on an app called Total Frat Move. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Total Frat Move. But man, what a time to be alive was Total Frat Move. It was I wasn't part of a frat. I wasn't anything of that sort. I was just a boy, and I wanted to be part of something cool. I was really big fan of Jimmy Tatro, who is a I guess, an actor now. So anyways, so I found some this thing they did. It was the very first issue of it, and it was ridiculous Tinder pickup lines. And I was like, oh my God, I need this in my life. Like, this is hilarious. And I had like a pretty big friend group that we would like message each other every day. And so I started going on Tinder. I remember when I went on Tinder, it was pretty like nonchalant. I matched with this one chick, and her name was Becca, but she all of her social media handles were Becca Bitch. And I should have known from there it wasn't going to be good. I remember I drove all the way down to a town called Visalia. Shout out to any Visalians. I had no idea where it was at, no idea how far it was. It turned out to be like an hour away. And she stood me up. And after that, I was so mad and so humiliated. I was like, I'm never going to let this happen to me again. So I decided to right swipe, which means like everyone on this app. I literally liked everyone. Didn't matter what they looked like, because at the end of the day, I was just going to ruin people's day for my own amusement. So I would say the most like random things just to see exactly what they would say, screenshot it, and then I would send them to my friends, and then I would submit them to Total Frat Move. Some of the things on Total Frat Move, if we were to look up ridiculous Tinder pickup lines, some of those are mine. I think I had 3 that made it on there. I'm going to try to find them. But I did pull up some of mine. I matched with this girl named Caroline. And I said, and this is the type of things I would say. I said, is that pussy sweet, Caroline? Bum, bum, bum. You know, like sweet Caroline? No? Okay. Let's see here if I can find some better ones I would do. It was fun when they responded, because you could just like, if there was a girl named Dora, you could be like trying to explore this dick. But like, that's not fun. Like, you need them to like respond to get to the fun stuff. So I remember one time I messaged a girl and I said, words cannot even begin to describe you. And she goes, ah. And I said, but numbers can, 3 out of 10. And then she would block me. Right. Good times. So if we were to look, let me pull up. I had some more, but I want to pull up the. I want to pull up some of the things here. Okay, give me a second so I can go through. See, a lot of the stuff from Total Frat Move, a lot of the stuff was taken down. I'm not even sure if all of mine were on here. I had them loaded up, but I didn't end up getting them. Let's see here. Okay, I found some. Okay, so let's see here. I told this chick, oh my God, this is not my best moment. I'm jealous of your heart because it's pumping inside of you. I'm not. And this girl responded with, that's the most horrifying thing anyone's ever said to me. Yeah, it is, man. Let's see here. You're like a trophy fish. I don't know whether to mount you or eat you. And then she said, I just want to know, did you actually think that would work? And I said, only works on a people with senses of humor. Find one. Oh my God. So there's a girl named Jordan. I said, weird question, but are you a redneck? And she goes, I am not. I said, oh, I assume since your name was Jordan, you were a little country. And she goes, why? She goes, I'm sorry, you said you like puns and Jordan's an actual country. And then she said that was brilliant. And then I said, sit on my face. and she blocked me. Good call. Let's see here. I am here for one night. I'm 6'2". Side note, I am 5'10". Very experienced. I did not know what I was doing. Either you make your dreams come true, or you regret not seeing me for the rest of your life. What's it gonna be? And she put, well, I've gone 27 years without knowing you, so the rest of my life shouldn't be hard. So that was a little bit of a burn there. There's one more. Okay, so what I did was I took my finger and I rubbed it across the screen so it gave out like random numbers, and I immediately put sorry I was wiping the cum off my screen, and she did not think that was funny, not at all. So, anyways, I would just say random kind of just messed up things. All right. My family loves to go to Reno, Nevada, right, for hot August nights. At the time, we went every year. And so at this time, I got, the weekend off of work. My mom's like, come on up with us. I was really depressed, and I was in the middle of this Tinder game. And we go up there. I'm like, we're walking around, and I start noticing, like, oh, my God, like, all the girls are stupid hot here. And all the guys are super ugly. Because you have to look at the other competition. I'm like, oh my God. So I went on Tinder, and I quickly figured out, like, after a couple hours trying to like matching with people, is that most of the hot chicks were just girls from California up there, because most of the women in Reno, Nevada don't look very good. Anyways, so I matched with this one girl, and she was kind of pretty. It only showed a picture of her face. And I kind of said like some stupid pickup line, and she like kind of sidestepped it. So I'm like, well, shit, now I got to talk to this girl. So I'm like, well, how can I be the most toxic person I can be? So I tell her, I go through her profile and finds out that she does like high school plays. Like she was just out of high school. I was like a junior, going to be a junior in college, just out of high school. And she was like, yeah, what do you like to do for fun? I was like, well, this is where the light bulb came out. I said, oh, I really enjoyed acting in high school in the play. She goes, oh my God, I did plays in high school. What plays did you do? I didn't know what fucking plays. So what I did was I Googled most popular high school plays, and I found a list of top 10. And so I picked like the fourth one, because you can't pick the first one. And the fourth one was a play called Guys and Dolls. Right. And so I sent her back. I said, I was in Guys and Dolls. And she goes, no way. So was I. I'm like, fuck. And she goes, what part did you play? What was your character? And so now I'm Googling like cast of Guys and Dolls. And I'm like, you can't pick the main guy. So I'm like, oh, I was like, chef number 2. She goes, no way. I was milkmaid number 3. Like some stupid shit. Right. I'm like, okay, this is going great. It's like a perfect storm right now. Just brewing and happening. Right. It's a perfect storm. My stepfather's aunt ends up passing away. At this point, I lived at the dorms at Fresno State for 2 years. And I was moving into my own apartment. And my stepdad's aunt passed away, and her funeral was my move-in day for my apartment. And at the time, I was like couch surfing and like doing some weird stuff because I don't want to like leave my job and move home and then move right back. So I was kind of trying to figure it out. I'm like, oh, okay, that's no problem. Like I can move in alone. It's okay. And I was kind of telling this girl this, and she goes, oh, let me come down and help you. I said, okay, yeah. Extra hands are always great. And she was cute. She looked all right. Mind you, I've only seen her face at this point. I don't want to spoil the story, but this is some foreshadowing. So I'm like bragging to all my friends at work, everyone, my manager, everyone. And so I'm like, yeah, just bring your car by, leave it at my work, and we'll go and pick up some stuff. So I remember I'm telling my manager, she like pulls up, I walk outside, and she's there. No, she's there. I walk outside. My manager is there, and we're kind of just waiting. And I see her car pull up. It's like this kind of beat up like Civic, and it turns, and she looks a little bit different. And so she gets out of the vehicle. She gets out of the vehicle, and I'll never forget, her vehicle adjusts, and out walks this behemoth of a lady, which I have no problem with weight. Like, trust me, like that does not bother me one bit. However, I don't like being lied to. I like understanding exactly what I have, and I don't like being kind of catfished in a way. Her face looked the same, but her body did not look the same at all, and I had no idea what it would look like because I just saw, face pics. So she gets out and like runs towards me, and she's like, "Oh, Joseph!" and like hugs me. I'm like, my manager has like the biggest shit-eating smile on his face, and hugs me. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I've never been in this situation before. So I leave with this chick, and I take her to my house to load up everything, and she's like there, and it was so weird, right? It was just a weird situation. And I remember I texted my friend Bobby. I was like, Bobby, I'm like for sure catfished right now. I don't know what to do. Can you please help me? And he goes, no problem. He goes, this is when Straight Outta Compton came out. He goes, let's go see Straight Outta Compton in this movie theater, which is known to be a little bit more hood than the rest of the movie theaters in Fresno. We walk in, and we're the only white people in the movie theater, right? It was a fantastic time. I thought this was going to scare her. No, she just thought it was super cool and dope and liked it even more. I'm like, oh, God damn it. So she ends up like having a great weekend. I dodge everything like physical because I'm not into being lied to. And she leaves, right? Few days later, she ends up like adding me as a relationship on Facebook. I have no idea because at the time there was no unlimited data at this point. So you had to be like really strategic with the data use on your phone. So I had my data turned off because I don't want to get my like mom charge more money. I call my mom at the end of my work day because she had tried calling me about something, and she goes, "Oh, how's your new girlfriend?" I said, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, your new girlfriend on Facebook." And so I'm like, at this point, I'm on speakerphone, like trying to turn on my data. I'm like loading up Facebook, and I'm seeing all this shit. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, Mom, I'll call you back. And I call this girl. I said, hey, did you add me to this relationship on Facebook? She goes, oh yeah. I thought we had a great time together, and I wanted to have you as my boyfriend on Facebook. I said, we're not, it's moving a little bit too fast. Let's not do that at all. So she, it got into this whole thing, and she eventually took it off. It was fine, right? A few weeks go by. It's Labor Day weekend, and I'm chilling with my best friend Mitchell. We're kind of just hanging out. We have class later on at night, and I get a Snapchat from this girl, and she's like, me and my mom are here in Fresno to see you. I said, you liar. No way. And she goes, yeah, and she sends me a selfie in front of the Fresno State sign. And then I'm like, fuck. I'm like, Mitchell, this girl's here from Nevada. He's laughing. I said, she's gonna like find me and rape me. I need you to protect me. And I'm like, I'll buy you dinner. He goes, all right. So I'm like, where are we gonna go to dinner that no one knows about? And he goes, well, let's go to Doghouse, which is like the most popular spot near Fresno State. If you know anything, it's super popular. So we go there. Sure as shit, her mom and this girl is in here like a movie. And I'm like, Mitchell, we got to seem like we're bad people. So Mitchell's like showing her mom like all the videos of him like drinking alcohol and all this stuff. And we're just like cussing up a storm in this, like trying to be like bad people, like trying to be red flags, And she thinks we're the coolest people in the world. And I'm like, oh my God, Mitchell, like this is a disaster. And I decide in that moment, like, okay, well, then tomorrow I don't have class. Let me just pick her up and take her to my apartment and like just kind of tell her this is weird and she needs to not see me ever again. So I pick her up in the morning. I drive her to my apartment, and we go into my bedroom. And I remember she like grabs me by the shoulders and like pushes me on the bed and jumps on top of me. I'm hyperventilating. because I never been in this situation before, and I'm so scared that I start like almost crying. I might have cried. And I can't bench press a whole lot, and I was trying to push her off of me, and she finally realizes that I wasn't receptive to this, and she gets off. She starts like crying, and I'm like, "Why are you crying?" She goes, "Why don't you want me?" I'm like, "Well, I mean," and so I started listing off reasons, like, "Add me as a friend on Facebook, our relationship on Facebook. You came down with your mom without like telling me, like all this stuff." And she goes, Why don't you love me? I'm like, I can say the fucking list again. And so I start saying the list again. She goes, "You think I'm crazy?" And I said, "Yeah, a little. Yeah, for sure." And she slaps me. I was like, "Did you just fucking slap me?" Then she hits me. I'm like, "What the hell?" Then she starts going, "Ah!" And then like freaking like throwing like body punches at me. I'm like trying to like Mr. Miyagi that bitch, like wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. And I'm like, we're in my bedroom, and I push her outside, and then like outside the bedroom into the like my living room. It's not really a push, it's more of like I'm like she's hitting me, I have my hands like kind of like blocking her, we're kind of just like moving that way. She grabs me, pushes me, like grabs my shoulders, pushes me onto the table. I roll over the table. She runs to me like to hit me again, and I kind of grab her like hands and like spin her around. We're in the kitchen now, right by the front door. I spin her around, I open the front door, and I almost Spartan kick her ass out of the door, right? And I shut the door and I deadbolt it, and she's like just screaming in the hallway. And so I let out a deep breath. I text like my roommate. I'm like, "Brandon, I need you over here." And so I go to the shower to wash the sin off my body. And as I'm in the shower, I'm like, "Oh my God, I've fucking seen CSI before. That bitch is going to walk down the streets of Fresno, get picked up, killed, raped, and I'm going to be the one blamed for it because I'm the last one to see her." So I get changed really quickly. I'm trying to run and find her. I'm trying to find her, and she is downstairs. And at the point in my apartment, you have to press a button. There's a magnet that locks the door. You have to press a button to get out of the door. She does not understand that. So she is going just incredible Hulk, screaming, slamming into the door, putting her shoulder down, running into the door as hard as she can. And I like round the corner. I see her. I'm like, "Hey, let me take you back to your mom." She goes, "No, get the fuck away from me." I'm like, "It's okay. Like let me just take you. It's okay. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this went this way." And she goes, "I'm going to kill myself." I said, "Well, that's the wrong answer. So I'm for sure going to take you to your mom now. And also you have to press the fucking button on the door to get out of the door." So yeah. And then she looks at me, she goes, "Oh," and she just starts like just crying, like crocodile tears, sobbing, And so we open the door, go to my truck, I open the door for her. She sits in the truck. I'm driving to her hotel room, which isn't very far. And she's just like sobbing. Just 100% really sad. And I'm like, "It's okay." I'm like, "Well, you call your mom and tell her to come down and get you." She goes, "No, I'm killing myself." I said, "I'll call your mom." So I call her mom. I'm like, "Hey, can you meet us down below and get, your daughter? It's not really working out." And so her mom's down, and I like kind of drive over, and this girl's is still kind of crying in the seat. I like reach over, open the door, and I kind of like push her out of the car. I roll down my window, and I kind of hit the gas and then like the brake real quick to shut the door. And I'm like, "Sorry," and I drive away. And I never seen her again. I have no idea what is going on. Now, the curiosity has got the best of me. So I did look her up on Facebook later on. She did block me, but then she unblocked me, so that was cool. She dated this ginger kid for a while, the one that said that gingers have no souls, or they have souls, right? It looked like him. And then she's with another guy. She has a kid now, and she looks like she's doing very good. Now, she did have a surgery on her stomach, so she's lost a lot of weight. She had that surgery right before she came and saw me the first time, so that made it even more awkward. Anyways, after this particular moment, my Tinder time has kind of gone downhill. That was like the peak, the pinnacle of Tinder, moments. And so I was kind of going through. I meet my wife at a Halloween party. I was 20 years old, and I remember she was my DD. Like, she was at the party. She was a friend of our friend. We have mutual friends. And she drove me home, and I was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" Like a girl, I'm drunk. She goes, I told her, I'm like, "Yeah, I got matched by another girl on Tinder." And she goes, "Why are you on Tinder? Like, why don't you just meet people in real life?" And I looked at her. I said, "Oh, maybe the person I'm supposed to be with is right next to me." And she likes to debate the story. Maybe I should have her on and talk about how we met, that sort of thing. And so she, first off, almost kills us in a car accident. But then she also steals my phone number out of her friend's phone, and that's kind of how we started talking. So good times, good little love story there. Now, when it comes to Tinder's growth, Tinder merged in 2017 with Match. That's about when I got off of Tinder and stopped using it. Let's see here. Yeah. So Tinder did have a little bit of an uptick during COVID. And there's a bunch of anti-catfishing technology. Oh, that's cool that they added. And right now Tinder is kind of just going like a weird way. So it's, they have like Tinder Matchmaker, all that kind of stuff. And, they're kind of really linked in with Match, because they're owned by Match.com. So good times. Now, my final closing thoughts on dating apps. I think dating apps are one of the best ways to meet people in the current modern world. There is a book that I want to explore in a book club, which is called Modern Romance by Aziz Ansari. He's a comedian, but he goes through like modern romance on apps. The book's a little bit older now, but it's still really applicable in this time. So I think it's a book that we are going to do for our book club. Speaking of book club, next week I am hoping to start off the book club. All right, next week it would be August 6th. It'd be or 7th. Sorry, it's a Wednesday. August 7th, the book club will officially start. In that episode, I will mention starting the book club. The book that we are going to read starting August 7th is going to be, let's see here. I think it's called I have it right next to me. Okay, it's called Unfuck Yourself. Get out of your head and into your, mind. Oh, Unfuck Yourself. Get out of your head and into your life. Break free from self-sabotage. This is by Gary Bishop. Give you guys some time to get the books right now on Amazon. It is $8.49. Good time for sure. So just if you guys would like to go, the book club will not be it'll be in addition to the regular episodes you hear here. The regular episodes that are posted here. So don't worry, there'll still be regular Joe Schmo experiences. But I wanted to start like a thing to read some more books and get some more things rolling. All right. Now, if you guys have any questions or have used any dating apps, there's going to be a poll down below if you're listening on Spotify. And I just want to see what kind of apps you guys were using, right? I appreciate every single feedback and comments that you guys have given me on the trad wife trend. That was a very fun one to kind of dive into and look at. That was a super fun episode to record. So anyways, I hope you guys are doing great. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. All right. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.